I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. I am in so much back pain. I can't even tell you. I'm borderline, just like it's driving me insane. It hurts so much.
Well, did you do an ice bath? I mean,
I've done ice plunges, and unfortunately, no, they haven't helped. I don't think. And I've taken an naproxen or whatever, an anti-inflammatory. And my van, when you left,
right,
we put the van in the shop because there was no heat.
Oh, yes.
And I just got it back today.
Oh, my God.
It was almost 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks the van was in the shop. They diagnosed it that, yes, it was the thermostat was stuck in the open position, which is what I had diagnosed and thought it was.
Right.
They got that, and then it wouldn't not overheat. Oh. So they had to do a radiator flush. And basically, they don't know when the last time, and I don't know. I've only owned the van for 8 years. We bought it used. Okay. And I don't know when the last time a radiator flush was done because it wasn't done since I've owned it. And the guy said it was literally like sludge in the radiator that like you could, like with your fingers, could just scoop it out. It was that thick.
Wow.
And it's not supposed to be like that.
No, I don't think that's it. Yeah,
fluid that goes through your coolant system.
Really a thing that they talk about in cars.
And radiators and keeping your car. They did the full radiator flush to get as much of the crap out, and apparently they did it 2 or 3 times to get it out. And the van was then still holding, or the head gasket was holding pressure, but then it was still overheating for some reason after they put a new thermostat in. So they've gone through all of this troubleshooting to try to figure out. And then the next thing was replacing the water pump. They replaced the water pump. And it was funny because the night before that at work, before they had got to the issue of it being the water pump, I'm talking to my boss at work and told him what happened. I'm like, well, yeah, the van has no heat, but it could be the thermostat. And they replaced the thermostat. And he goes, oh, is it the water pump? Because that happened in my truck. Oh. And I was like, oh. So the next day when I talked to the repair place, they were like, so we're going to do the water pump. It needs to be the next day. I'm like, well, there we go. Wouldn't surprise me because that's what my boss just told me last night. So yeah, I'm like, go for it.
Experience.
And it's one step at a time to see what else needs to be fixed and replaced to get it working. Mm-hmm. So I've been driving my wife's car to work for the past week and a half, and I cannot get her seat adjusted to where my back is not in pain.
Oh,
and
so
I don't know
what's causing it.
I've tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it, and then like she gets in and drives during the day and then puts it back because it hurts her back the way I've tweaked it. But then but even what I tweaked it to still doesn't really help. And so this whole past week, I just stopped messing with it and left it like at whatever she had it set at.
Right.
And my back has been killing me. Wow. So much pain. And here's the kicker then. On Wednesday night, I come home from work at 3 a.m. And I go in, I walk in, we have a little breezeway I come through, and the laundry room's right there. And that's where I put, my boots and, my keys and, all that. So now you know the layout of my house. If you ever want to break in,
there
where
it
I
is.
keep all my
go.
keys and all that stuff. It's right in the laundry room. There you go. I take one step into the laundry room, and my left foot just goes squish.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look down, and there's liquid laundry detergent all over the entire floor of our laundry room.
What?
It had fallen off. We have by the window, there's a little window, and it wasn't even, we don't have it sitting like on the washer or dryer, like something that it could vibrate off of. It's on a little bookshelf that has like the kids' shoes on it. Nothing else had fallen off. Nothing else had moved. And this was like a brand new like thing of laundry detergent I bought at Costco. Like the big, however many gallon jug thing.
128 gallon.
Something, whatever. And it had fallen from the second shelf onto the floor, cracked the cap, and just sat and oozed.
Just pouring out.
Liquid laundry detergent all over our floor, all the way going into the little, the entryway area and just like everywhere.
Oh, good Lord.
It took 45 minutes for me down on my hands and knees with all of our scrap, crappy towels that, we use for, cleaning up messes and things like that.
Dog stuff.
Sopping up liquid laundry detergent off the floor. And I'm like, well, I can't wash the towels because it would be like the scene in Uncle Buck where he puts too much detergent in the fucking washing machine. It would be suds everywhere, like, right? So I'm like, all I can do is throw the towels out.
Yeah.
I can't do anything real.
But yeah.
Oh my, and then my backyard's covered in that. And then my dogs go out and to go to the bathroom and then start drinking soap sudsy. I'm like, I'm throwing them out because we've had these, rags.
Yeah, you could rotate them.
But they're like full-size towels too that would just, they've had holes in them. They're out of commission. We don't use them for other stuff. 45 minutes down on my hands and knees cleaning the floor of the laundry room at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Because it was when you came back home.
Because it was when I came back home, and I, it's all like in the bottom of the floor, in the not the molding. What do you call it in the base of the floor? The floor molding, yeah. Is it the floor molding?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yes, it's like sopped into that, and I'm trying to get it out of there and stuff because it's now in the wood and all. And so I finally get it all cleaned up and everything up, and it, like I said, it's 45 minutes later, and then I went and took a shower and did an ice plunge, and then went to bed, and then I got up the next day, and my back since then has been in so much pain from driving in my wife's car, which is a seat I can't get adjusted, and then down on my hands and knees cleaning a floor for 45 minutes.
Just enough to tweak it again.
Yes, and just to completely, like, I woke up today again and just like, I'm at that point of where it's literally about to drive me insane. It hurts so bad, and I've taken anti-inflammatories and Tylenol and stuff to try to get the pain to go down, and it's just been one of those weeks. I always bitch about something, right? It's always something.
It's just that was.
But
just
this week I got
comedy
injured.
Of errors.
It used to be earlier.
Shatter and cause it to just dump the entire thing out. It's just weird.
Yeah,
that it.
And I took a video of it
just the right way,
right, and showed my wife, and it was just like me walking in. I took that one step and went in my boots, and I'm like, don't move. Let's look down and see what the hell's going on. And I'll show you the video afterwards. It's just like I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my god, totally drive. Yeah. Just another day in the Disney household. Other things. So I made up a sign real quick. I logged on my computer and made up a sign and put it on the door. So my kids, because my kids go in there and get their jackets and shoes in the morning to go to school. And I put a sign on the door that says, no dogs in the laundry room. Keep this door closed. If you don't, we might end up with dead dogs.
Right.
Because if dogs lick laundry detergent, they can get like diarrhea and get really sick from it. I don't think it'll kill them unless they were literally like drinking it.
Yeah, but like, yours are small enough that it could do some
They're
damage.
Small, 12, 14-pound dogs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're not big dogs at all. And I was just like, keep the dogs out of here until we can get, it cleaned a little further and come in with a mop. And so I got all of it up and everything, but it was just like, keep them out. And so my son comes home from school and goes, you just whipped up that sign real quick last night at like 3 a.m. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like he was impressed how good it looked. And I'm like, well, I just opened Word and typed no dogs.
But if you'd added pictures and things, he would have blew his mind.
Seriously, put some clip art in there.
Right?
Is clip art still a thing?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Add some
add
clip art,
images,
little
dogs,
clip art, dogs peeing.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. And then a line through it. Yeah.
No dog.
Just you can grab them off the internet, add them to any picture.
Oh
he would have blew his mind. He would have been.
He was like very impressed. Like, you just whipped that sign up and just got that on the door before we got up.
You crap. He was probably.
He may have been. Like, I don't know.
He might have been. It might have been. That's funny.
I don't know. He may have. Yes, at 4 in the morning. When I finally got to bed at 4:30 in the morning,
after your signage,
after doing all the signage stuff. Oh my gosh! But I do have my van back, and even today, getting it back, I told him like I need the van back next week's Christmas. I need my car back, and they said, well, good thing is now it's not overheating. We've got, the radiator flushed out and all the stuff like that, and it's not overheating, so that's good. And the thermostat's working, but the heat is still not really, they say it's intermittent, it's like, it's not like really warm. I got over there at 5 o'clock right as they closed, got the keys, and they said, if you want to take it for the weekend and then bring it back, that's cool. Like, they didn't charge me for anything yet. They were just like, here, take it, because they're like, we're sorry, it's been a week and a half, with your car.
Fixed,
and still technically not fixed. I get in and I started up, and there was zero heat in it before. Zero, nothing. It just blew cool air out. And the blower was working. I get in, I turn the heat on, and I'm like, well, this is just as warm as it was before it stopped working. I mean, it was never hot.
Right.
It was never like, like a sauna in there or something.
Right,
it was like, it wasn't like heat, like, oh yeah, we're getting, no, it was never like that. I mean, it's a 24-year-old van. It wasn't ever that
wasn't
warm.
Gonna get that
I'm like,
warm, right?
this is just as hot as it was before it stopped working. I'm like, what?
Are they thinking that it should be intense?
I'm thinking they're thinking that it should be hotter than that. And I'm like, it was never hotter than this before. And like, I can live with this. And
well, yeah, you like it cold anyways.
I do like it cold. Yeah. But they're closed for the weekend on Saturdays and Sundays. So on Monday, I'm going to call them and see, like, I'm fine with this. Let me just pay the bill. Like, as long as it doesn't overheat this weekend when I'm driving it, and everything that stays fine. I'm like, I'm cool with all that here. Let me just pay the bill and whatever.
Well, if you did notice, I sound different. I am back.
This Dave is live back in the from Seattle. Studio. He's back in the studio.
I did finally make it back. Yes.
He did. So how was the travels back?
Okay, you know what? Flying there and all being there, no problems. And then this last couple days we were there, it was almost chaos. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah. So, well, there was one scene where we were at the hotel bar, in between work. There was still work stuff going on. This was the Saturday, Sunday time frame in there. And it was chaos in the bar. And all we were trying to do was kill time before we went to dinner because there were other people we were meeting. So we were just kind of in the bar. And we're sitting in the bar and it's just chaos. I mean, it is just wall to wall people. The waiter was one waiter at the whole bar, and he was just bouncing off the tables. And we were like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and doing this and doing that. And it was like, "Oh my God!" But we heard this woman. We walked by the table that this was at, but there was just a raw hamburger, just a hamburger on the table, just sitting on the table. A woman
uncooked
and her family. No, it was cooked, but it was just sitting there. And a woman walked up and she says, "A hammer is not a spot saver." And she just took the hamburger, flipped it off the table and just sat down because they thought that was saving the spot
by leaving a hamburger,
by putting a hamburger. I just thought it was kind of funny. That
is kind of amusing.
Yeah, a hamburger is not a spot saver.
Not a spot
just
saver.
So you know.
Well, that's okay. Like people who live in townhouses, when it snows and they put their like cones or they put a chair out there. I'm like, oh, that's really not a spot saver either. So like,
give me a break.
Whatever.
Yeah. Right. True. I broke a glass while we were at dinner. At that dinner, right after the whole hamburger incident, we went out to a dinner for the anniversary, and I was moving a menu that was in between, like at the front of the table. It had the drinks on it. It's a drink one. And it was sitting there, and I went to reach for it and didn't realize the candle was in the middle of it.
Ooh.
And I knocked the candle over. It blew out. The candle fell over, thank God. And then I knocked the glass over. It was a wine glass, and it broke the stem, the base on the stem, and then stood straight up. So like, I was ready to just like pound my head into it if I fell onto it. I was like, Jesus God, what the hell? And I just sat down and I was like, I think this was here when we got here.
Sure. So that night you're saying you were sleepless in Seattle?
I didn't know what the hell was going on. It was crazy. That was a whole thing. We went on Sunday after the last meeting, which was actually a noon meeting. So it was the end of the meeting. We went and visited the Space Needle. There was a Christmas market at the bottom. And we also, and that was with
that's where you were sending me all those pictures from.
Right.
That was my God. I'm like, where the hell did you find all this crap that you're sending me pictures of from that's from the Space Needle. Okay.
Yes. And there was the Oompa band that was playing Star Wars versions of polka songs.
It was like
really awesome.
Weird Al Yankovic was doing accordion polka versions
perfect.
of Star
Wars. And they
Wars.
were in a little Christmas. You ever seen the ones where the little candles at the bottom turn the fan and then it dings the bell?
Yeah.
They were in a model like that.
Oh, like one of the,
it was awesome looking. And that was so fun. But yeah, we were with the workhorse women. That was the work women.
Oh, the barn women.
Yeah, but we went up to up the Space Needle and walked on the did a loop around.
Is it like a catwalk or a viewing mezzanine
or
something weird like that?
And then you can come down 2 floors and onto a glass floored area.
Oh.
And it's rotating, which is even more bizarre that it was rotating too and had the mechanics that it was moving. I took a picture of the mechanics. I will show you that, but it is interesting as hell. And that's way up there. That's really high. So yeah, there was one that was having some problems, but she was cool. She was
getting little woozy, like, whoa.
A little like I can't stand heights, so she was standing against the side. So so that was that. That was pretty cool. And then, but then, okay, so when we went to Leavenworth, which was a drive from Seattle, 2-hour drive from Seattle.
They went to a prison.
We went to Leavenworth, Washington, which was a German Christmas village. And it's all themed. The whole thing is just Christmas. Yeah, it was pretty cool too. And they had a clock that was going off doing that. And there was a lot of shopping that occurred. We ate some very good German food, schnitzels.
I was about to say schnitzels. Get your schnitzel. Get your Wiener schnitzels.
And some schnitzel. I had a ham and cheese stuffed schnitzel, which was very good. It was amazing. I'm telling you. And it was covered in this amazing gravy and on a bed of spätzle. It was really good. Yeah, so we had that. Lisa had some great it's a hot wine called, I'm going to get this wrong.
Hot wine?
Guild wine. I don't know what it was. I can't remember what it's called. But
I take your word for it.
She loves it. She had loved it. It was so good.
Is she going to try the hot Dr. Pepper now?
You know what? That might be next.
Did you see that?
We are doing it for the Christmas.
Did I send you that video of the hot Dr. Pepper? Put it in your crock pot? Okay,
yeah. You just get it hot, right? And it's like hot cocoa. But
put lime wedges in or something like that. Hot Dr. Pepper. Oh, you hate Dr. Pepper. That's
I don't like Dr. Pepper, no. And then after that, everything went downhill. So we were there and everything was great. We drove all the way, got all the way back, got the car. Then from that point on, we went to the market.
So just pause for a second. We went to the market. For the last 2.5 days that Dave was there, we texted like the whole time. All of his texts that start coming through 2.5 days towards the end is, we're done. We're done with this.
We're done. We're so done. We just want to leave.
We're done.
We were so
we want to go home.
Kind of beat.
We're done.
Just being there.
We are done with this. Done with Seattle. Bye. Get us out of here.
Well, okay.
So the market. Back to the market.
Go to the fish market. It's a public fish market. It's at Pike's Place, and it's very laid out. And there's definitely a vibe to it, where everything's kind of foodie and all that kind of stuff.
Is it a bit pretentious?
It is kind of, but
in a foodie way.
It was so expensive though. I mean, it was crazy over the top expensive for what you were getting.
Okay,
we got some.
You thought Whole Foods was expensive,
and we got some soup, and we got some other stuff, and none of it really appealed to Lisa. Because it just kind of...
Because it wasn't peanut butter on a stick?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it also had some flavoring to it that just kind of was off a little bit. And I could tell because I was having some and I was like, there's something there. I can't really put my hand on it. But it wasn't horrible, but it definitely turned her off. All Seattle food. But we did go to a couple restaurants.
Telling you,
their
fucking coffee? Oh.
No, their coffee, $12 for a cup of coffee.
Did you go to the real Starbucks?
We looked at it and there was the what they claim is the
original
first Starbucks. But it actually was the second because the first one burned down, and the second one they actually
was it built on the same site.
So it was the third one. No, but it was in Pike's Place there.
Okay, gotcha.
And there was a line, like a 2-hour line
to get fucking coffee,
to get a coffee
at the Starbucks.
At the Starbucks, when there were so many other places to get coffee.
Whatever.
And yeah, it was just like whatever. Exactly. And
I don't drink
Starbucks
coffee, so I
can
don't
go to the
know.
airport and get a freaking coffee.
Yeah.
So there was that. But yeah, and nothing really worked out, and it was rainy that day. But it really wasn't horrible. We were kind of exploring. And the first half of that just went downhill really quick. And we just couldn't get our bearings and everything was a mess. And we tried going into some of the stores and the stores were okay, but they were kind of selling tchotchkes most of the time and just junk kind of.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was like, okay, that's great, but nothing nothing really stood out that we were going to grab. And I took a bunch of pictures.
Oh,
we
yeah.
went to that comic place.
Dave kept sending me pictures. And I'm like, please don't buy that for me. Please don't buy. No, I don't need anything. Don't bring anything back for me. Please. Just don't spend money on that.
No, it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, what was
a lot of it was getting it there.
There was that creepy Taylor Swift ornament that was $25,
that was at the Christmas. That was at Leavenworth.
It looked like Taylor Swift was made out of wax in a wax museum. And then it got really hot one summer day and started to melt a little bit.
Got a little away from them and they tried fixing it.
They tried saving Taylor Swift's wax.
And then they made an ornament.
It was
pretty bad,
right?
It
was $25.
It was crazy. Like that's how it was. They kind of
please don't buy me anything. Please don't buy me.
We were so close. We were so no, we knew. And then but then, we got all the food. We went to a place called the Pink Door and then we got just done. We were like, okay, this is great, and then we were going to try to go out and go to a cabaret place, but then we just kind of
said no
because we like you said, I was texting you and I was just and that was enough. And then
can we go to the airport now?
Yeah, we were just ready to go. 4:30 in the morning, our van comes to pick us up because we had a 7:00 flight out. And we had to make sure we got there, and traffic was insane.
Why didn't you just take a red eye?
We should have, but there was no
leave at 11:00 at night there.
Yeah, we probably could have.
You should have, yeah.
And then we wouldn't have gotten in here till like 6 a.m.
Yeah, but it would have been in the morning and you still would have had the day. And I mean,
we would have still had Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably should have. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to think about that. But also flights out. There weren't too many flights out either because on our travel day, now we're at the travel day, and this is where everything kind of went even worse. We're getting on the plane, right? Mm-hmm. And we're in the front of the plane. We're in first class because we paid extra because we knew 8 hours on the plane was going to be chaos.
That's fair enough. I mean,
so we were
long
like,
flight. If you got the extra miles,
yes. If I was going to Florida, I probably
hour and 40 minutes. No,
that's up, down, no. Or New York from here, no way. But once you get into the let's cross country kind of scenario, the extra padding in the seat helped a lot. And plus, being 2 across instead of 3 across definitely felt a lot better.
Oh yeah.
But our neighbor here on the right of us decided they were going to take their shoes off. And they had their shoes off the whole time.
Planes, train, and automobile
yes, and they had their socked feet up on the wall.
What?
I was like, this was insane. I was like, what are you doing? And both of them, the man and the woman.
In first class.
Yeah. I was like,
no.
Okay,
they think their feet don't stink? What?
I don't understand this at all. I have no idea what this is about and why it needs to happen. But yes, this was not the only person we saw with this scenario going on because, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it just makes me crazy. I can't believe
people,
that.
Man. Yeah, I don't get it.
Security didn't bother telling us when we got to security to go into the damn place that what we went into our into the bins, like we're supposed to take our laptop out and our shoes off and all this other stuff. They didn't bother telling us anything. They weren't letting us know. There were no signs.
And then they
just
yell
said,
at you when you didn't.
Yeah. Now that has to come out.
Why didn't you take your shoes
Where
off?
are your shoes? Why isn't your belt off? I'm like, good Christ. You could kind of heads up-y kind of thing, I mean, granted, if you're a seasoned traveler and come through Seattle a lot,
you already know.
You'd already know, right?
So like, we live in Washington, D.C. So, I mean, our security's pretty tight at the airports in D.C.
Yes.
Pretty fucking tight. So, I mean, going through, like, they give you plenty of messages and times in different languages, I think now. They have us like, take off your belt, take off your shoes, put laptops and iPads in the bin. But
there's
exactly.
a video going, telling you what does or doesn't work. Liquid amounts, all this other nothing. There was nothing at this one.
Seattle.
Even Orlando has better explanations as to what.
You know what? I think
can't.
You're right. It's been 7 years since I've been to Orlando.
It has
that
been
popped up in my Facebook memory.
And then we get to the gate, and we're at the gate, and then all of a sudden, the gate just doesn't present anything. And we're like, wait, what is happening? They changed the gate on us in the middle of us being there. And we're like, well, wait, what just happened? Then she got a text that said the gate was changed. And we go, okay. So we walk all the way over to the next location of where the gate was. And then all of a sudden, the gate changed again. We're like, wait a minute. Why? What is happening here? Why are they shuffling this?
It's like the scene out of Airplane.
We went to the gate.
Gate 15. Gate 16. Gate 17, gate 23,
like
gate 25.
We were chasing the gate, trying to get to it. We get to one of them, and the lady goes, well, you have up to an hour before the flight that the gate could change. And I go, wait a minute. Okay. If you're going to put me on D, in Terminal D, and then an hour before make it N, I'm going to have a fucking problem.
Too? Yes. Like, it's not just
we were in
the same area. It was like, now you hike quarter of a mile over to.
We checked our bag.
Okay, that's understandable.
We checked our bag, and they printed out our boarding pass, and it said gate N1. Okay, then we're waiting, so they printed that on the piece of paper. They had changed it after that, and then we're in B16, and then all of a sudden we're in B18, and it's like, wait, what the fuck? It's like, what the
plane?
So we were kind of pissed off. And then the woman, we asked about this.
I can't tell, Dave.
We walked up to the thing, and the woman she goes, well, it's kind of like if you shopped too long and we moved your car for you. And I'm like, no, when does that happen? What analogy? You work at an airport and you came up with that analogy. Come up with something a little better, because that is not how this works.
And Dave, and that's when you go, you know what? I have a funny podcast. We're going to write you a new one. So listen to next week's episode.
We go.
So we're going to come up with your new idea for you. So listen to Pern Dave. Let's talk on all your mobile devices. Alexa.
I'm just going to have a card. I'm just going to throw it out.
I told Dave, I said, you need to go to this thing and be like Buddy the Elf going, I have a podcast. I have a podcast. It's just Pern and Dave.
wherever I go and just have it. Yeah. Just handing out
stuff.
Like,
how's the weather today? I have a podcast.
So it's kind of like when we went down to Seattle and we were in front of the market, there were guys handing out CDs. It was like that all the time.
And just walking like, I got a podcast.
Hey, I have a podcast. Hey, I have a flyer.
Why didn't you get a CD? We could have played them on the podcast, and then we're all promoting each other.
Would have been perfect. Seriously, it was all about them getting some money for that crap. I was just like, no. Anyway, and then our flight was delayed because Seattle was fine, but San Francisco, where we were doing our connection, was socked in with fog. So we had a 2-hour wait on the plane. We couldn't leave the plane. We could leave the plane. They did open the door. They left the door open because they knew it was happening. Yeah, so they could come in and out of the plane. But of course, with the door wide open, fumes were coming into the cockpit
from
the whole time.
From the jetway
we were in the front of the plane, that was lovely. So we choked on
first
that
class,
for
baby,
a couple
first
hours.
Class.
Yeah, that was lovely. Well, everybody got to smell that one. Then we finally get on the flight.
You farted, didn't you? It was really just farted. You blamed it on the exhaust.
The exhaust masked it. I didn't have to worry about
breaking news. Dave passed gas in first class and blamed it on
the fumes.
He was probably saying, like, these gas fumes are
what's going
horrible. Oh my God, is that a tractor trailer that just drove by? What was that?
Perfect. That's exactly.
I have a podcast. I have a
podcast. I'm allowed to do that.
I can fart first class podcast.
I have a podcast.
Listen to Pern Dave.
That isn't where it ends. 8 hours flying all the way home. Finally get home, park it down, grab my bag's broken. They busted up my luggage.
Oh wow!
They shattered the wheel into the suitcase. Like the whole.
So it's just like chunk, chunk.
So I go to find someone. Right, I can't find anybody. I go to the front thing and it says go to the front desk, which is upstairs at Dulles.
At departures.
When you go to the so I got to go all the way upstairs. So I'll go all the way upstairs. Lisa's had it, so I park her. Where I'm going to have to walk by anyway, and then I go to the front desk. No one's there. And I'm like, God damn it. So I called the phone number we got, and the guy goes, well, I was at the carousel to take any problems. Like, no, you weren't. Because I was just there, and I went to the office, and the office said to come up here. So luckily I got the phone number. Oh, yeah, that's not how this works. I'm like, okay, I'm fine, whatever.
Because nobody's luggage has ever been broken before.
Right. And I said, okay, but now
we haven't known how to deal with
well,
that, sir.
He goes, well, I got to look at it. And I go, what do you mean you got to look at it? I said, I'm not there anymore. I'm like, I left. It said I had 24 hours to make a claim. This is my claim. Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and send me an email. Attention, adieu. And I go, adieu. Like ADU. And he goes, yeah, adieu. And then I will go ahead and find
I bid you adieu.
So I thought it was a joke. That's why I thought he was being adieu. Yeah.
Adieu.
And he was just going to hang up on me. And I was like, great, here we go. So that's still outstanding. So I have a destroyed luggage where it actually pierced the bag and broke up into the bag and broke all the plastic around it to where I could put my finger in and touch my clothes.
And touch your clothes.
Yeah. So right. And it was pouring down rain the whole time too. So yes, the inside of my bag was sopping wet. So that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
That sounds like
good first half to 3/4 of the trip.
But it just went all south.
That last part just went to hell.
2.5, 3 days.
Total hell.
Wow.
Total hell.
So you're happy to be home, you're saying?
Good Lord.
And back in studio tonight.
Good Lord, yes. And thank you for accepting me
exactly
as I am, because just a horrible experience there.
Okay, cool. So that was the whole trip back?
That was pretty much it. I'm going through my passage. Yeah,
I do have corrections from last week.
Okay, yeah.
So there were 3 corrections, and then I forgot what one of them was, and I would have to go back and re-listen to the episode again to figure out. But one of the corrections was it was the Andrews sisters.
There we go. Yeah, I asked
Lisa
about that one, and we did get.
And I think it hit me like later that night after you had left. I'm like, so I've been sitting on that for the whole week, like, and I could have just gone back in and re-dropped it. Or actually, not after you left because you were in Seattle last week. Whatever. Whenever we got done, it was later
on the Friday,
like, not long after that.
You had like a quick turnaround
Andrews
on the
sisters
too.
Son of a bitch. And then the Lindsey Sterling Grinch version of the You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Yes.
I said that it was all violin. It is mainly violin, but she does actually sing the lyrics on it.
Oh, okay.
So she does sing in it.
So it's not just
all
musical,
violin.
It's all
but her other songs are like I think all violin, but she actually sings the You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Oh, cool. Well, that's good.
On what you said you hated. So I was and then I can't remember what the third correction was, but if I remember before next week, well, forget about it.
Well, mine was the Andrews sisters. So
it was the Andrews. Okay, that was the same
one. Someone will text you.
I'm sure somebody will.
I'm sure we have a lot that are backlogged that we have corrections on.
Oh, you know what? While you were gone, I sent Dave a picture.
Yes.
I found the Sprite Vanilla Frost.
And you got a crap load of it from what I saw.
So Joanne in Texas back about a month or so ago sent me a picture saying, hey, if you can find any of these, sodas that are up and coming, maybe they'd be good for a taste test, try them, let me know. I was like, okay, so Joanne in Texas, I've been looking for the Sprite Vanilla Frost since you sent me that picture because I love Sprite.
I looked too.
And Dave went out and looked for it and he couldn't find it. But then I went out one night and boom, I walk in. As soon as I walk in the front door, they had like the 12-pack cases, and it was buy 3, and then they cost something like $5.99 each.
Right.
But their normal price was $10.50 for a 12-pack. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my goodness.
$10.50 for a 12-pack? No wonder it's quote unquote on sale.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because $5.99, $6 is what I'm normally paying for a 12-pack at any place. So I bought 3 of the 12-packs of cans, and they also had in the like little self-serve drink area where you can get just a bottle of something.
Right.
They had it in a 20-ounce bottle too. So I bought it first in the 20-ounce bottle. Well, that to try along with Gills, so I could try it first without breaking the cans. Mm-hmm. I have the Sprite Vanilla Frost.
Okay,
I've got one right here in
nice and
glass,
cold.
Nice and cold,
right
out of the fridge. Ready? We're gonna pop it in front of the mic here. Ready?
Oh, that's almost like a good sound effect.
It was okay. I've had better pops than that before.
That's true. Well, you also get a little hiss too, though.
Yeah,
you're right. That's perfect.
That was me, not the Sprite.
Not the Sprite. I hope it wasn't the Sprite. That sounded like snake.
Okay, I've already had several of these.
Oh, you have.
Well, I have 3 cases of it.
Well, you do got to start getting through it, I guess. Yes.
So go ahead and take a drink and tell me what you think, because I've already tasted it and already tried it, and had several others since then. What are your initial thoughts?
Okay, I do not hate this.
Okay,
this is not bad. And I do kind of like the vanilla over the lime and lemon lime.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I was just like, because it hits you with the lemon limey spritiness right up front, but then the vanilla chases it as it goes down your throat.
Right.
And it sounds, at first, the thought of it's weird, but you're like, I think I said the exact same thing to my kids. I'm like, I don't hate it. This is like, I'm enjoying this.
It could grow on you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like an everyday soda.
No, not at all. It's not like start your day with a Sprite Vanilla Frost.
Well, neither is the cranberry ginger ale. Like I do the cranberry ginger ale.
Well, we have the Sprite Cranberry Winterfest also.
Really?
Have you tried that?
No, is that the lemon with the cranberry? Oh, see, that would be good too.
Okay, I'll get that for you for next week. So
okay, perfect. That sounds like a good one.
Yeah, we got plenty of those. That's my daughter's favorite, and it's limited edition at the holidays also.
Right,
the Sprite Winter,
so is the cranberry
Fest or something. I don't know.
Cool.
Okay, I'm having a drink.
I'm going to hold on to this one. I'm liking it. It's not bad, and it's the bubbles help with the vanilla too.
Yeah, I like the vanilla chaser at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Sorry, as I cough on.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, first reaction, I was like, I don't hate it. I like it. This is I can drink this. I've now had maybe 5 or 6 cans of it spread out over the past week.
Right.
It's been. I haven't had once a day even. It's been like every other day I've had one.
Right.
But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm done with it.
Oh, so now
it started off as like, oh, I liked it. Okay, it's like, but now I'm just like, I'll drink it. It's just, I'm never at any point going, ooh, I really want one of those Vanilla Frost Sprites.
I can't wait till I get home.
Oh my gosh, break into a cold one in the fridge. No, it's I'll drink one and go, oh right, it's that again. Yeah, okay, it's good, but it's whatever. Yeah.
Oh, you just reach in and it's, I have one of these still. Okay.
Oh, it's still. Oh, right, that one's in the back.
Yeah, Fanta.
Next to the Zima.
I have a bunch of Fantas.
That's in the back next to the Zima.
Zimas.
There's still something in the back of the fridge back there.
It's the wine Zima. Coolers. Yes,
Zimas. Yeah.
Well, I have been busy because I did watch some entertainment that I saw.
Oh, right, you had time.
Shorts for it, and I did watch a couple of things that I wanted to point out. There is a Netflix story on Kurt Warner. Did you see this one?
Kurt Warner?
Yeah, it's called American Underdog.
Oh, because the Aaron Rodgers one just came out.
I didn't
just
see
like
that
2
one.
or 3 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, or earlier this week.
Well, that's weird. I wonder if they're just dropping a bunch of these because
they must have been replaying the old ones or something.
This one is a little. It's okay. I mean, I get it, and the story is his story. It's perfect.
So for all of our non-football listeners, can you tell us?
Oh, I am sorry. Kurt Warner played for the St. Louis Rams when they were the St. Louis Rams.
And won 2 Super Bowls with them?
they went they had a very strong team.
Yes.
And the wide receivers, everybody all gelled enough to actually just blow out teams and just do a great run to a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls. But and then he came from playing college and then not being picked up at the draft, went through the arena system.
The Canadian arena football, right?
Arena, not Canadian. He played for the Iowa Barnstormers, from what the story told. And so he was down there in Iowa playing for the arena team, and then from there got picked up.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah, and Dick Vermeil saw something in him, supposedly. And, of course, Dennis Quaid had to be in this because it's a sports movie.
Of course.
So, and it was perfect. It was a good movie, and it was great. The only problem...
your one thing?
Yes. His love interest that he married and got into it was Anna Paquin?
Oh, Anna Paquin, yeah.
Oh, they had no chemistry. It was like, ugh. It was like awful. And it should have just been a football movie. And his life got it. It was too much personal in the background.
So
and
the Kurt Warner biopic, don't waste your time is what you're saying.
Yeah, just
because Anna Paquin just kills it.
Yeah, well, she just
not in a good way.
There was no chemistry between them, so it kind of was like forced the whole time. And it was awful. It was hard.
So you want to know the funny biopic that I watched?
Yeah.
I finally broke down and paid the $2.99 to rent.
Ooh.
Girl, you know it's true. The Milli Vanilli biopic.
The Milli Vanilli and?
I absolutely loved it. I actually watched it twice.
You did?
I did.
Had to get your money's worth.
Well, but yes. My $2.
Yeah, you got $2. You might as well, right?
I like Milli Vanilli. I will still say I'm a fan of Milli Vanilli. Back in the 80s, I went and saw them in concert. I watched them lip sync. Yeah, exactly. And we had third row.
Did you know?
Oh my God.
You could tell?
We walked out of that show and I said, Rob is not singing a single note. But Fabrice might be singing something.
You thought it was maybe a little,
but definitely I was like, Rob did not sing a single note that entire show.
Funny.
It was like, because we were third row, we could tell. You can tell when someone's holding the mic up in the road and they're faking it, and
when they move the mic away and they're still singing and then bring it back.
Yeah. So anyway, I went and saw Milli Vanilli many years ago in the 80s, and that's what I thought. Then the whole thing broke that they were lip syncing,
right?
And it's the whole story about how it really wasn't their fault, and how Frank Farian, the producer, was the one behind this whole fucking thing, but he came out smelling like a rose at the end because he was the one that broke the news that, they never sang on this record and blah, blah, and made the two guys look like Rob and Fab, the bad guys, and idiots and all this stuff. And Rob ended up committing suicide. And Fabrice actually released a record a year or so ago, and he also did release an acoustic version of him singing "Blame It on the Rain."
Right.
And I'm like, oh wow, okay. Because in the biopic movie, they talk about how they never say, oh yeah, Fabrice can sing, but Rob can't. But it was like they had a voice coach and who would come in and do lessons with them and singing lessons and get to but it was Frank Farian who flat out would not let them sing on the record. They wanted to sing on a record. They tried to sing on a record, and he kept cutting it off and going, no. Because he had studio session guys, recording the songs and making these hits. And it was a whole, I absolutely loved it. And the story. And then at the end, the producers on it were Frank Farian's wife.
Okay.
And no, he was a girlfriend, whatever. She's in the movie. She's the reason her nickname is Millie, and that's why they called them Milli Vanilli, because they were sitting around going, well, what about, well, it's a stupid name. What about, how about this? And she goes, what about Millie, your name? And they're like, but it's missing something. It was like, Milli Vanilli. It's a really enjoyable biopic. It's very lighthearted, but it sets the story record straight that Rob and Fab weren't the ones to blame here. It was the producer who did the whole thing and set all of it up and then basically tore it all down. Once they got too famous because they were never going to be able to sing, and they were like the top pop act of the late 80s at that time, and he just tore it all down. And Frank Farian died and passed away earlier this year at 80 some years old. And it was like, well, I don't know. I'm sure there's some maniac out there that would have, turned around going, I loved Milli Vanilli. I'm going to kill you, you motherfucker. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, well, too late.
He's already dead.
He's already gone.
He's already dead.
That's nice. Well,
but I really enjoyed it. So Girl, You Know It's True. It's shot really well. It looks great. It's
tells the right story,
and it tells the right story of Rob and Fab.
Well, that's good.
Of Milli Vanilli.
Finally gets out there. Thank goodness.
Finally.
So I'm in the airport, and I was in the airport, 3 different airports. Right, I'm in Dulles, Seattle, SeaTac, and San Francisco. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm in this, and I'm seeing all of these different posters and things, right? Ads, all that stuff. The one that caught my eye, which I thought was a joke, I was like, wait, that can't be right. There is a movie called Carry On. And I was like, wait a minute. Is that a movie about a TSA agent and carry-ons? And I was like, wait a minute. I actually watched
and you saw that
today
poster in the airport.
And it is the funniest thing because the movie is about, I don't want to give a lot of it away because I don't know.
Spoil it for me. What's it on? What platform is it on?
Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
The Netflix.
And so
God, you're old.
I am pretty old. It's about a TSA agent that in his own, job, thwarts a terrorist attack on a plane.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's a gas agent one. And the agent
is Tom Hardy starring in it?
Taron Egerton.
I don't know who that is.
He played
maybe if I saw him I'd know who he was.
You would. And I think if I could figure out what freaking movie he was in, I could tell you.
Okay, while you're thinking about that.
Yes.
So you say you recommend it. It was
pretty funny. It was pretty good just because of it. And I was in an airport and they're advertising a terrorist attack.
A terrorist attack.
And I was like, I thought that was kind of funny.
They wouldn't put advertising in an airport.
It's like seeing Passenger 57 advertised everywhere in the airport. Or Die Hard.
So I saw a couple trailers this week for movies coming out next year.
Yes.
And I saw the first trailer for 28 Years Later, the Danny Boyle zombie.
Oh, yeah. The Did
you watch? Have you watched it?
No, I haven't seen it.
We're going to watch it right after we're done with this.
Oh, we should have watched that one too.
I know, we should have watched it beforehand. I was like, all right.
Really?
All right.
Caught your interest, huh?
I'm in. I'm in. Yeah.
Well, I'm up for any good zombie movie.
It's dark and I was like, and just the way the trailers cut together, it's out of that normal trailerish vibe, the editing to it, and like just the way it's cut out. I'll watch it after. So yeah, the 28 Years Later trailer is now available. Comes out in June. Check it out on YouTube or whatever.
Okay, cool. And there was another one. You showed me that one.
Yeah, right. And then I did not show you this trailer either.
Oh.
It is for Death of a Unicorn with Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd and who else was in it? I don't know. I remember they were the main two.
Okay.
It's kind of quirky, weird. It's an A24 studio movie.
Okay.
And they've got the track record of these weird. Now they can get famous people in their movies, and to do these movies
to the studio.
So exactly to do them. I was just like, this looks like Cocaine Bear or something to me. Did you see Cocaine Bear?
I saw the trailers for that.
God. Yes, I couldn't. I didn't like Cocaine Bear. I mean, some people were like, "Oh my God, that was so funny," and I was just like, I went into it expecting campy, cheesy, funny, and it was that, and I just didn't like. I don't know. I just did not like Cocaine Bear.
Interesting.
So when I saw the trailer for Death of a Unicorn,
right,
basically Paul Rudd is arguing with Jenna Ortega in the car, and they hit a unicorn and kill it by accident.
Wow.
And then it's a whole, we'll watch that trailer afterwards.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's coming out. I thought it was, Anyway, and then tonight he came in, I said, did you see the trailer that came out yesterday?
Missed it.
And he goes,
totally missed it.
No. I said, the new Superman trailer. Superman trailer.
Yeah.
The 14th reboot of Superman.
yes.
Which I was not even looking towards or even caring about because I'm so over superhero movies.
Yes.
I'm so over superhero movies. Yes, I'm like, it didn't even.
I'm always up for a good superhero movie.
So I watched the trailer and then I showed it to Dave tonight before we started, and I said, don't say anything about it.
Right.
Save it for when we're talking.
Yes.
I don't want it. So we have not discussed this yet. So this is
we didn't even get into
live
it.
review.
We were just like staring at stuff.
Absolutely. I just changed the channel and went to something else.
Yeah.
This is our review of the new Superman trailer. This is it. Our official review
right now. Here it is.
Okay, go for it. You tell me what you think or what you thought of the trailer.
Okay. There was a lot Like they were trying to just shove so much into the trailer. There was a couple scenes, of course, where they have to be like flashbacks to the parents, right? The parents that raised him, or the
Here on Earth,
where he's working at the Daily Planet, that kind of stuff, and the Lois Lane stuff. So there was a bit of all of that. But then there was nothing saying what the storyline was.
Yeah.
Right? There was a lot of, here's eye candy for all the people, all the comic guys. Here's Lex Luthor. Here's some other heroes. Here's him. Here's him getting his ass kicked. Oh, wait, let's throw in Crypto. And
okay.
Or is his name? Is the dog's name Crypto?
Yeah. So that's my issue. They lost me with the dog.
Really?
I was like,
that's over the top.
When he's laying there and he whistles and you see this like snowplow thing coming through, and then it shows up and it's the cute doggy.
The dog
and
wearing a cape. Yeah, very comic, right? Very comic driven.
But the rest of the trailer is so serious,
and dark, and it was just dark, like okay, and everything was blowing
the
up.
Dog.
And
then
he's
gonna pull Superman home because he knows how to get there. He knows how to get back to home
after the fight, right? Yeah, that's what he needed to save him. Was dog pulling him through the snow.
I'm a dog lover. We got a new dog last week. I love our 3 dogs. I love dogs. And this,
very nice.
Yes, she's a sweetheart. She's like so loving, and so we rescued a dog, and it was just she's adorable.
Yep.
So, but when the dog shows up and Superman's laying there like on his what seems to be deathbed, and he
spitting
hands
out blood, which you never really see.
He hands the dog his cape and says,
"Take
me home."
Take me home.
And the dog's like,
grabs him and starts dragging
pulling him by
snow.
his cape.
When the dog can fly. Which is even more bizarre.
So why would
he fly him out?
Right.
Like, he's just dragging him.
Again, they lost me at the fucking dog. They lost me at the dog.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
July 11th or July. Was that when it comes out?
Are we going to have another movie trip?
Oh God, do we have to with this one?
No, we don't.
I don't know. They lost me with the fucking dog.
Yeah.
The rest, I was in. James Gunn's directing. He did the Guardians of the Galaxies, and
supposedly he's revamping and redoing all of them. So we might see another Batman, a couple more.
No, there is definitely
Leagues.
another Batman in the works, but
yeah,
I don't know. Lost me with the fucking
tough,
dog.
Though. Well, we will see, because usually when the one or the two don't do very well, they don't get a third or fourth run at it.
True.
So we're
already on like the third or fourth run.
Let's see how excitable this one little revamp is, because that's kind of what happens.
I'm over super hero movies. I couldn't say superhero. I don't know why the word was coming out of my mouth.
It slipped.
I know. That Sprite Vanilla Frost.
It's the vanilla
Dude,
talking.
I'm telling you, every time we get sugar in us, it's just like you'd
all
think we were
sideways.
on something, but it's
just
not.
Goes
it's
sideways.
not.
And we both had half a can. It wasn't like we were drinking a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
Sprite Frost vanilla.
So I had homework.
Yes.
And you did your homework.
I did my homework.
Oh, so I have.
You started.
Oh, my
take
God.
It away.
We decided that we were going to look into all the Christmas movies and see what we liked and didn't like, and what we considered actual Christmas movies. So there was a bit of
I didn't know we were going that deep into it. I thought it was just 5 favorite, 5 hated.
Is that how we're doing it? Because that's not
what
how
I
really
it was.
did it. I did literally just
I literally texted you.
I grabbed almost every one that I could think of.
Oh my gosh.
I went online. I looked at a bunch of lists. I have a ton of lists here of different movies, and I was just going to go flying through them.
Okay, well, hold on. Then I just picked my top 5 favorite.
Let's
top
do
5
yours,
hated.
and then we can go through that, and then I can blather on the rest of them.
Then you can go to the list. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a top 5 favorite?
Shit, no.
Oh Jesus.
Go ahead.
Okay. Top 5 favorite.
5.
Die Hard.
Okay, that's your first Christmas movie.
I will defend it to my death.
We talked about this.
That Die Hard
is a Christmas
movie.
Now it's not like a traditional about Christmas, right? It isn't just
but it is
everything
about
wrapped
Christmas.
around Christmas.
It is. It's a Christmas party.
It was a Christmas party,
company Christmas party,
and it was Christmas decorations
and Christmas Eve
on Christmas time. Everything was about
Eve.
Christmas. It wasn't like a traditional let's find Santa or save Christmas or those type of story about Christmas, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or a reindeer's origin story, or
a reindeer's origin story, right?
Yes.
Oh my god,
that really wasn't about Christmas until Christmas.
I found an article online that was like 3 pages of screenshots of why Die Hard is a Christmas movie and is more of a Christmas movie than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And they had it all broken down, and it was so like, crazy. I'm not going to go into the details now, but it was like
graphs, there was images. It was like, that's kind of, and
it all came out saying, yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Period.
That's number 1.
End of story. Moving on.
Number 1.
My new favorite this year, Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3. I figured that was on my list too, as movies that were Christmas
top 5 favorite Christmas movies.
Definitely
Terrifier 3. Absolutely. Then Home Alone, the original.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, of course, I had to go with Buddy the Elf.
Oh, Elf.
An Elf. Had to go with Elf.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
And then the next 2 were that 5-6 combo thing. Like if I had to get a 6th in, it'd be Wham's Last Christmas, but it was out of come on. So Scrooged and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, really?
Because It's a Wonderful Life is, of course, so serious and heavy, and that it's just classic movie. But Scrooged, I love Scrooge. I love Bill Murray, Scrooge. And I watched it just recently.
You don't think that he was being a little too Bill Murray in that one, though?
No, it was perfect.
Okay,
perfect. Could someone please hold the goddamn hammering? Love that. We just can't get these antlers to stay on this little fella. Did you try Staples?
Definitely.
Okay,
yeah, that was a good one.
And then honorable mentions for ones that I do like is Love Actually, Candy Cane Lane, which came out last year with Eddie Murphy. I thought was funny, cute. I really liked it.
Really?
Did you see Violent Night?
I saw that one. That was the guy from Stranger Things, right? The sheriff
Hooper.
Guy. Yeah, Hooper. Yeah.
He's.
I saw the trailer for that. I didn't see the movie.
Okay, your homework is to watch it. To go watch it.
Okay, perfect.
It's good. We might watch it tonight.
Was it a Russian? Was he playing like Russian Santa?
No,
or was it...
and they get you really good right from the beginning.
Really?
So, yes, you got to watch it. It's actually really good because it's turned into a
Okay, it sounds like a good one. Okay,
Serendipity with John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christmas movie, and then of course, fucking Ernest Saves Christmas, right?
Ernest Saves Christmas. I had that on this too. I mean, come on, that's a childhood one. That's
anyway. So that was top 5 favorite going into honorable mentions.
Okay, cool. Because I have the list of what they considered not Christmas movies that happened during Christmas but weren't Christmas movies. I have a little list of this one. Okay. Gremlins.
Yes.
Okay. It happened at Christmas, but really wasn't about Christmas.
No.
Right?
Right.
Batman Returns during Christmas, but wasn't Christmas.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, oh, it was Christmas.
Lethal Weapon.
True.
Right?
True.
First scene is where he's in the Christmas selling Christmas trees.
Yep.
Trading Places, same scenario.
Yep. That was Christmas and New Year's.
Iron Man 3 was one where it was a Christmas time, I guess.
Okay.
The Harry Potter movies moved through Christmas in each movie.
So does that make them a Christmas
movie? Does it make it
Maybe,
exactly? Right?
Because they get watched or rewatched at Christmas with families and stuff. Like,
I would say, Hook was another one.
Wow.
Where they visited England during the Christmas time.
Okay.
There. And then let's go back to our Oscars parties, the Holdovers.
That was on. I saw that.
I was like, that's funny. I saw that one.
Over
I thought
Christmas,
that was kind of funny. Okay, those were ones that weren't really about Christmas, but were Christmas. And then I have just the list of just the Christmassy Christmas movies ever, right? Miracle on 34th Street. You didn't mention A Christmas Story. Now shoot your eye out, kid.
I've got mixed emotions on that.
Really?
Yeah, it's too much to get into right now. We'll talk about that one.
No problem.
Okay.
And you had It's a Wonderful Life. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
You had Home Alone, Elf, Scrooged, The Grinch, The Santa Claus
with Tim Allen.
Yeah. There's that one. Nightmare Before Christmas, which technically was Christmas, but also could be Halloween. So they covered everything. So there was that
for the whole fall, winter. Yeah.
Oh, right. And then you've got the Charlie Brown Christmas, Frosty. Now,
with
people could claim that that's not Christmas, right? Because
was that Michael Keaton?
No, Frosty was Frosty the Snowman. Actual, like the children's one where they sing the song.
The old,
Yes,
Rankin and Bass.
Yes, and the hat
whatever.
in the greenhouse,
yeah,
and as he melts and is crying. Brings it back to life. That one.
Oh, yeah.
Not really Christmas, right?
No,
I mean, can't really
it was just a winter day.
Exactly.
Like maybe it's cold outside.
He's just a snowman. Then you got Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and then Rudolph. The Year Without a Santa Claus, which was the one with Heat Miser. And I love that one. And that's only because it was also stop motion animation. I loved that crap.
Yeah. That was the Rankin and Bass stuff, right?
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, the cartoon. I'm thinking of two different things now.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, because there was the Dr. Seuss stuff, which was the How Your Grinch Stole Christmas, those kinds of ones, which had that kind of animation to it. And then you also then turned around and had the stop animation ones, which was really kind of cool. The Little Drummer Boy was also one of those also. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Where it was the Muppets and not and the ghosts were all Muppets. And
yeah,
it was also,
did the whole.
Yeah, and then all the characters were showing up inside the thing. Prep and Landing. Do you remember this one? It was a Disney short, basically.
Ooh.
It was
the name's familiar, but I don't.
It's two elves, and basically what they do is they hit the house before Santa gets there so that they prep it. So
that I have seen that.
They measure the tree, and they also put to sleep the dog and that kind of stuff.
Yes, I have
that was fun. That was a good one. The new one that just came out, Red One, which we did watch while we were in Seattle after dinner. So
I watched it with my kids. And how did you guys like it?
I thought it was okay. It was definitely one of those where, it's a Christmas movie. And the plot was pretty good. I thought it was okay because, again, Chris Evans and Jay Jamison. I can't remember his name.
The Rock?
No, The Rock,
Dwayne
but the
Johnson?
other one, Jay Jamison, the guy that plays Jay Jamison in all the Spider-Man movies.
That guy.
Santa.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought that was pretty. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Classic.
Technically a Christmas movie because they're trying to get home for Christmas. Polar Express, which was the train.
Just about a train.
Jingle All the Way.
Wasn't that about?
It was them trying to get the toy for Christmas.
The Schwarzenegger one, right?
The Schwarzenegger, right? And Sinbad. Good enough Sinbad.
I don't think Sinbad was really in it, just like he was never in Shazam.
You don't think he was in either one of those?
Have you looked that one up, or have you seen that one?
I've heard that one.
That he was never
really
in a movie. Right. It's called Shazam. It was Sinbad, or was
Sinbad.
it Sinbad? Wait, Sinbad or Shaq? Which one was it?
Shaquille was in Shazam.
Okay, right. But as kids, we all grew up, we would swear to it that Sinbad did do
one of the same ones where he was a genie
or something like that. Yeah,
I do vaguely remember all that.
Called Shazam.
And then just A Christmas Carol, which basically, is not the Muppets, but where they do like 15 different versions of A Christmas Carol.
Rebooted more times than A Star Is Born.
Over again, and just keep playing them over and over again. Yeah. So there we go. So
I couldn't really come up with hated Christmas movies because I was like, with even a bad Christmas movie, I mean, it's supposed to be tongue in cheek, cheesy, and even if it goes bad, you've still got to go with that. I mean, hell, look at all the Hallmark Channel movies.
Right.
I mean, the acting's not always the best. I mean, then they get that one or two people that can act and come in, and then they use them in 63 different movies.
Right.
But the Hallmark movies are it's a different level of movie,
right?
Making. So
I get it.
So these were movies that I don't know. There wasn't really anything I super hated. But the first one, top 5 hated Christmas movies.
Right.
Anything with pentatonics.
Oh, yeah. Good one. That was awesome. Any music in it is pentatonics.
If it's pentatonics,
you got to turn it off.
Most hated. Anything with pentatonics.
Anything with pentatonics.
Then Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini. Do you remember that one? No. It came out before Halloween.
Huh.
Its release date was before Halloween, and it had already closed and was out on video cassette the first week of December of the same year.
Of that year, because they were trying to push it out before Christmas, so they had some sales. Wow.
So they could get something back out of it. Because they Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini. Another one, Deck the Halls, Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick. Do you remember that one?
No.
That was pretty bad. It sucked.
Oh.
And then this one is one I found on a worse list, and it was Fred Claus.
I did see that one with the brother. Is Santa's brother's Fred.
I don't remember if I ever saw that or not.
The guy from Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so, but I never saw it, and I think I did, but I'm not sure. And if I start watching it, going,
I'm pretty sure I never
this.
saw that, but I did see it on the list,
Maybe
and I
so.
do remember the movie.
So Fred Claus, and then Christmas with the Cranks.
Christmas of the Cranks. I do remember that.
That's
Allen,
on the worst
another
list.
Tim Allen.
But that's not a most hated of mine. That was just another one I found
It was
on the list on someone else's worst list.
Oh, there were a lot on the list that I didn't even know about. But
out there.
Yes, there was a lot.
A ton. So great news. Ovi skated in a normal practice jersey today at practice with the Capitals.
There you go.
They're saying he should be back sometime right after the Christmas break.
That's good.
So in about a week, from a broken fibula to back on the ice.
Do they have a break? Do they have a Christmas break?
They have I think 3 days, 2 days before and 1 day after or something.
Oh, well,
so it's
good.
and then they get Christmas Day off. So it's like a 4 to 5 day gap there where he's going to get some rest over that too. And then he might come back to start the season with Toronto. What are you looking at?
I was looking at the time. And I can't see it.
We're over, Dave. We're over.
I'm sorry.
Let's wrap this shit up. Okay.
I have all the playoff shit too.
I know. We're getting there. I'm not done yet. Hold on. So he should hopefully be back on the 28th in Toronto. And Protas tonight for the Caps scored his 12th goal of this current season. He's been with the team for 4 years.
It was very good.
He scored his 12th goal tonight in the first 33 games of the season.
Yeah.
His previous 3 seasons of playing full seasons with the Capitals, he's only had 11 goals combined between 3
All
years.
3 seasons.
Yeah. But this season in 33 games, he has 12 goals already.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
they put him on the right line then.
Well, they started the season with Ovi on that Ovi line, and that gave him a ton of confidence. And he's, you put a decent player with a better player, then you've got 2 great players.
Right.
It just rubs off. It just, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So NFL Blitz.
Okay, cool. Real quick. Rams, Commanders, Chiefs, Bengals, Texans, Ravens, Jets, Cowboys, Bucks, Broncos, Cardinals, Bills, Eagles, Packers, Vikings, Falcons. Now, the Chiefs did only lose 1, and they are 12-1.
You were correct, because I was thinking of the Sunday night game where they beat the Bills, not the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
That's what I had stuck in my head. I was like, who lost to the Chargers or Rams or whoever on a Sunday night, and it was in a weird upset. Yeah, and it was it was the Bills.
And I
not
thought
the
your
Chiefs.
Cowboys would want to be losing so they could get lower in the draft. It seems like it'd be a fight to the bottom.
Oh, they're not giving up on the season. Haven't you heard?
They could pull out a wild card.
Oh my God! Please, mathematically they could pull it out, but realistically, not a chance in hell.
Oh gosh. Okay, so let's go over who's eliminated technically from the playoffs.
Because there's already a handful of teams
and then
that are out.
We can do all the playoff stuff next time because we're running late.
We're getting okay.
Okay, so the eliminated teams: Raiders, Patriots, Titans, Jags, Browns, and Jets for the AFC.
Which is not surprising on any of those.
Exactly. They played down.
They stink after year.
I saw a sign that the Raiders were actually playing to lose. In the crowd.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy holding up
encouraging them
let's play for the first round pick.
Exactly.
The guy's name from the first round pick was on the sign.
Yeah, play for this guy. Lose for this guy. Yeah.
Lose so we can win. And then only eliminated in the NFC were the Giants, Panthers, and Bears. And the Bears are in that let's not, and the Giants, they're in that lottery to lose, right? Because they're way down on the list.
I think the Giants won 2.
Bears are on 4, I think.
Yeah.
So they're kind of. I get it. I mean, teams do this. I mean, teams
how is my Super Bowl pick, the Detroit Lions, doing?
They lost a really big game against the Vikings.
Yeah. Yep.
But
and the Vikings could be a team they end up playing to try to get out of the championship game.
They're both already in, so they were definitely going to take it. It's just where they finally end up at.
Yeah.
But the Vikings and the Lions.
I still picked Lions. Lions win the Super Bowl.
It's a pretty good.
That's my pick over the Chiefs.
Pretty good pick.
Yep.
You think they're going to play the Chiefs? You think the Chiefs coming out of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and then the Chiefs are going to lose this year.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. We will.
11-1.
I called it now. December 20th. I called it now.
They did beat the. They've already beaten.
I've already called it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So that was all of our playoffs.
That's all I got.
We'll get more into that once the playoff picture unfolds.
Oh yeah. Well, next week again. This weekend is got a ton of stuff, and they're playing like a ton of games this weekend too.
Yeah. Well, it's the
over
weekend
Saturday,
before Christmas.
Sunday, Monday. I mean,
Christmas is Wednesday. They're trying to get them all in.
And Tuesday. They're going to be a Tuesday game too. So oh, that's crazy.
Football all week.
Through the weekend.
So we will see everybody. You guys will hear this actually just day or two before Christmas.
Yes,
when we finally air this. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yes,
to
definitely,
everyone.
everybody. Thanks for listening.
All of our friends.
Anyone who is still listening.
Anyone. I think we're up. We might be up to 32 now.
I did see. I went out and checked
listeners.
Our statistics. We had a lot of coverage of countries.
We do. Yeah. We're international.
One here, one there, but
we are international.
Still, they get a taste and they're like, okay.
We keep the numbers low on our listeners, but we're worldwide, baby.
Worldwide. Spread out. I think we've cracked the South American genre this time.
I think that was
we have 2 listeners. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that more later. As we grow, when we get to 33 listeners, oh my God, we're having a party.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, but anyway, so happy holidays, everybody. And we'll see you just before New Year's.
Yes.
All right.
Because we'll have another Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Another Friday record.
Sugar Fest.
Yep. All right. I'll see you next week.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye.
Pern Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern Dave. And
when in Seattle, remember to pick up your Space Needle pasta.
Tiny, edible dildos. And the good people at LutherCore.
Because LexCore was already taken.
Till next time.